What's up, everybody? It's Gary vlogging every day in the month of November 2023. I just woke up, went to the restroom. I look like garbage, but this is what you get. Just kind of hit and record on the fly. It's imperfect. The angle's like really awkward. And these are a lot of things that would normally stop me from recording, period. So I decided to fire up the camera, kind of get to the point where I'm not even thinking about it and just hit record. And this is something in my, what I talk about so often to all of you is to just hit record. Like, don't think about it too much. I mean, think about what you want to say, obviously. You don't want to come on and be like me sometimes where like I literally get an idea and I just turn on the camera and just let it roll. But you know, I think if you're somebody that's struggling to get going, like somebody that just has an issue with hitting that record button in general, make a couple of like really bad videos, like, make a bunch, I mean, that's really, you can't get better if you don't make the videos. And if I just sat around like I have prior to this month and said to myself, like, I'm just not going to record anything because I look like crap, or, I don't like the way the angle looks, or, all these things that I kind of like put in my mind as like, it's like a roadblock, and I don't let myself go past that roadblock, then I'm in trouble. So I'm working on that. I hope that you are as well. Maybe this video will encourage you to just go make a terrible video. you know maybe that's kind of the hope, actually, because despite what you may think, like, anybody that you may watch, right, like, here's the biggest thing that a lot of people say. They're like, well, I like this person, and I want my videos to be like that, or whatever that is. And you gotta realize, like, all those people had terrible videos prior to making it, quote unquote, making it. They all had, just, I mean, I'm not going to put everybody down, but it's just like, even they would watch it back and be like, man, this video sucks, right? So you got to get past that. It's just like 2007 when I started, podcasting, live internet radio. I was terrible, right? Like, it wasn't until, like, I would say probably 2010, and then of course I stopped because I just ADHD things. But like for 3 years, like, I put out a bunch of like mostly bad shows. But then when I came back and started doing it again in 2013 full time, first 2 or 3 shows were not so great, but then like once I got going, everything else after that was like decent. I'm not gonna be like, oh man, I was the shit, I was I was awesome or whatever. Like, no, I'm not gonna say that. I had like real radio people that had heard it and complimented it, which was a huge thing to me. Some sort of validation for somebody to say, somebody that's actually in that business, to be like, hey, this is a good show. But it ultimately just never panned out because I gave up way too early. And that's kind of the other part too. It's like, once you get going, you don't want to give up, because if you give up, then it's over, it's done. And you're like me, you're 41 years old, where you started 15 years ago, and had you just stayed on a path, you would be huge. But now, every time I get a bug up my ass and I want to create something or start something, it's like I have to start over every time. I have to reframe myself every single time to people, because they don't know who the hell I am. They don't know what my credentials are, because I have, if I'm being truly honest, without adding any sort of hyperbole or ego to it, I have a lot of tools in my toolbox, and I offer a ton of value, but no one knows it because I stopped way too soon. I didn't even think we were going to go there on this video, but it's true. I needed to say it out loud then. I should have said it. I should have said it. I should say it literally in every video. Hi, don't be me. Do the opposite of what I did and just keep going. My dog's in the background barking. Like, he totally agrees. He's like, hell yeah, man, you're a bum. Like, what the hell are you doing quitting? And then now you've got nothing to show for it. I mean, yeah, I've got tons of separate bodies of work, but there's no way to like bring it all together to say, look, in 2007 I did this, 2010 this, and 2013 this, and 2020 that, and all that. None of it matters, because most of you will see this for the first time like, oh, look at this guy with, 10 views on this video. He has 1,000 subs. Okay, whatever. This video sucks. On to the next. So, this is something that I have to work on, and this is probably a bigger message, honestly. Like, something I have to work on going into the next year is like keeping things moving. Not overdoing it, not being in like the hustle culture and all that, but like just like keeping it moving forward. And so like for the last year and a half ish that I've been doing, kind of like volunteer stuff for Bubba, it's like I have a body of work now, right? I can say, okay, this piece of content did 7 million almost, right? So that's out there. It's out in the wild. I can point somebody to it and say, okay, this is something that I do. So, that is going on a good track, and definitely still working on stuff with that. And then, this now kind of like basically restarting my brand for like the 150th time. So don't do that. Don't be like that. It's going to get tough. You're going to get deterred. You're going to want to give up, and you can't. Because if you have any idea that you want to do this and you actually want to do it, you can't give up. Because here I am, 41, basically starting over and trying to show my worth and what I offer all over again, when if I just stuck along with it, I probably would be, it's like, okay, quick example before I go. I'm sitting here I watched the wrestling show last night, Survivor Series. CM Punk came back, awesome. But like after the Survivor Series, after like the AEW shows, there's these press scrums, and they have all these people in there that are asking their questions, and a lot of them come across like fans and whatnot. It's like, if I had actually stuck with doing like my wrestling stuff like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, or whatever, there's no telling where I would be right now if I had stuck with that genre. But, part of the reason I gave up on that is because wrestling got really annoying, and by the time it got really interesting and cool again and I'm fully invested, it's like it would take me probably, God, 2 or 3 years to try to build up anything. I mean, I know exactly what to do, how to do it now. Like, if I've decided that I was going to invest myself in like a wrestling thing, I know how all the channels do them on YouTube, and I know exactly what I would do to counter that and be different and stand out, and it's just not worth it now. I'm like, I gave up all these years and stuff, and you see these people in there and you're like, God, man, these guys, I can't knock them, because like they got to where they got because they put in the work and they hustled. So this is not to insult anybody, but it's like, you watch them and you're like, okay, I could do this better. But then people will say, well, who the hell are you? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, well, I don't know. I was in the podcast game like in 2007 before like a couple of million people are now, but it doesn't matter. I got nothing to show for it. So anyway, this was going to be an idea about recording a video looking like garbage, and it turned into I'm 41 and starting over. So there you go. That's wild. I really hope that some people see this one, and I hope that, if you can relate, I hope you can relate, and I can stop you before it's too late. It's not too late for me. It's just going to be basically climbing back up the mountain again, and getting to the top this time and being where I think I should be, whether that's making content, being behind the camera, editing, or whatever it is. I mean, I have so many different ideas. I would like to spawn it onto like 3 or 4 to 5 different things. But, it's about time and effort, and finding how to allot the time that I do have when I'm not, stuck at my main job and sitting in traffic for hours a day. Finding that time to invest a little bit more. I do have some time in the morning now, which has been great for these videos, and it's going to help me going forward, I think, for content, or if I have editing days or whatever. But it's just trying to like find out like how can I maximize what I can do to get me to the highest point possible. So anyway, that's it. I managed to turn a short idea that was going to be every bit of about a 3-minute video into me rambling on for 10 minutes and somehow laying out my story for you unintentionally, truthfully. Anyway, if you made it this far, good God, hit that like button, will you? I mean, it's really the lifeblood, and the more you hit the like, the more chances you're giving me at bat to be seen by people. We're going to take this thing all the way, and I just know it this time. I may not sound like it necessarily because I just woke up, but I feel it deeply in here. We're going to get somewhere. Hit that subscribe button, please. Please join me. Hit the notification bell. Get notified when my videos drop. I promise I won't waste your time with them. Just join me. Let's build this thing higher than it's ever gone before, and so that way I don't have to be 51 and definitely going to be over at that point and be like, man, what did I do? I was on a tear in my 40 and 41 years, and like by 43 I just dropped off the freaking earth with my content again. I hope that, oh my God, if that happens again, I'm going to be really pissed. So anyway, like the video if you can. If you truly got that value, share it. And there's something I have not said in a while. Share this video with somebody who could get some value out of this. I just realized I didn't plug in a mic. I hope this doesn't sound like shit, but like this video, share it, subscribe, hit the notification bell so I can see you tomorrow. That's right, I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next one.